It's interesting. I've written about this for The Australian tomorrow, and I refer to the speech as having a polygamma ideal from the Foreign Minister, so we're on the same page there. But, I mean, this is absolutely brutally not just about the Muslim vote in Western Sydney. This is about the Greens. This is exactly what this is designed to do, to cleave off some of that vote that they're using, particularly with young people, to the Greens. Rather than contest the false premise put up about Israel and many other things by the Greens, Labor doesn't want to touch that. They don't trust themselves or believe themselves enough to defend old Labor values. They're now just joining the Greens or trying to beat the Greens at their own game. And this is why it's just rank politics and it stinks.
Well, I agree with you, Peter. I think this is the government has gone bad on security, started off very good on security. And, you know, my column pays on results. I don't care what political party anybody's in. They start off very good on security and they've gone worse and worse and worse as the months have gone on. Now, it is true. The majority of nations do recognise a Palestinian state, but that's because at the United Nations you've got an Afro-Arab majority which is profoundly inimical to democracy and adopts all kinds of positions in the General Assembly which are repugnant to democratic values. Now, for a state actually to come into being, so of course Palestine doesn't satisfy all the criteria you need to be recognised as a state. Control of territory, undisputed territory, clear, coherent national government, all that. So that's all rubbish. Everything which DFAT has previously said is needed. So Penny Wong's just thrown that in the trash can. All the Palestinian vetoes which make it impossible, such as the right of return for millions and millions and millions of Palestinian descendants to go and live in Israel proper, which the Palestinians regard as a precondition for them even coming to the talks. No mention of that. No, that's all just... Forget about that. All blame goes to Israel. But for a state actually to come into existence, the Security Council has to vote on it. And the governing resolutions at the Security Council, which any decent Australian government should seek to uphold, regard these territories as disputed territories. The last clear sovereignty of the West Bank and Gaza was exercised by the Ottoman Empire. They're disputed territories, and of course, everyone wants a two-state solution eventually. But there is simply no way that the Palestinian polity can govern a state which would guarantee internal self-government and refrain from deadly terrorist attacks on Israel from day one. Now, Israel, the first two-state solution was the United Nations partition of the territory in 1947. Palestinians rejected that and all the neighbouring Arab armies invaded Israel. And at least 3 times since then, Israel has offered a Palestinian state with virtually all of the West Bank and Gaza, tiny bit kept for Israel, but compensating land from Israel proper, and the Palestinians have never come to the party. Don't believe me on it? Read Bill Clinton's memoirs or the memoirs of all of those, extreme right-wingers who served in the Bill Clinton administration. Now, Penny Wong, I suspect, knows all this because she's a smart person, but she simply delivered a jeune undergraduate nonsense lecture as though she'd just discovered a two-state solution. But it had I'm just back from New Zealand, it had a Jacinda Ardern quality about it. It was just woke gesturing to a left-wing sectarian audience. That's what's so disappointing about it.